YouTube channel. I am bringing here to you live matchup between Great White from Maypen and of course yours truly, APEXELGENIO from Manchester. Alright, this is of course the first video that I've posted a match, and we are both going to be we are all going to be critics on the match. I'm going to be your commentator. Of course, we are going to be seeing an execution of my skill set. Great White and I have been rivals for more than 4 years. We have done a lot of matches together, and I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He probably is leading me in the underground matchups. On the tournament scene, we have met a few times where he has come out victorious, but nevertheless, this commentary is not about who wins, who loses. It's all about learning from my mistakes. And of course, you know that this channel is all about pool players who wants to grow and get better. All right. So this is a matchup. It's a race to 12 for $12,000. Right, race to 12. We're playing all three disciplines: 10, 9, and 8 ball. We're playing the 9 first, followed by the 10, then the 8 ball. Every 4 racks, we are going to be changing disciplines. So after the first 4 racks, we're going to be playing 10 ball. Another 4 racks, we're going to be playing 8 ball. All right, I'm going to be taking you through the first hour of this match. Of course, if this is your first time on the channel, this channel is all about pool. So if you haven't subscribed as yet, please do go ahead, smash the subscribe button right now. And of course, you're going to be watching a very entertaining match, almost like what you'd watch on the professional circuit. But this is Jamaican professional pool players, and this match is full of a lot of heat. It has a lot of emotions. There are many things that are going to come out of this match. All right, so of course, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and enjoy the match. All right, so I haven't started commentating on the match from the beginning, but you can see from the get-go, I did a break off. I scratched on the break. I trained on a 9-foot table. It's not as fast, so with that break off, you can see that I was a bit heavy on the stroke, so hence the scratch. All right, of course, you all know that I am a pool instructor in my own right. I share my knowledge with you guys, whether you're an amateur or you're an existing player. I have many knowledge that I'm going to be sharing, so hopefully you can join the channel and become a part of the family. There you see an uncharacteristic miss. That is my first unforced error. That is not as a result of nerves, that's just as a result of bad aiming, and it's just my first shot. It's a new table, the balls are looking different. The cloth is sliding, the speed of the table is fast. I'm trying to adjust as quickly as I possibly can. But here you can see Great White is of course taking advantage of my unforced error. So here we're going to now see his first unforced error, a very uncharacteristic miss. Obviously he was trying to do something with the cue ball here. You can see he just accepted that he just missed the shot. Alright, so after missing my first shot, I knew that I had to settle down, settle in, walk around the table, kind of feel the environment a bit. It was a positive environment. Everybody was playing pool, but most eyes was on the table because we were playing for somewhat of a good prize money here. This shot is a shot that I play in practice a lot. For me, it's a 30-degree spot cut shot. So I'm just gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4 rails for position on the 9. The cue ball should end up back where the 8 ball is. I didn't want it to be that far, but the table is so fast. And there I played a good shot to settle the early jitters in the match. Alright, very good. I've never been so composed in a match in a very long time. And I must give credit to my training. My training is what you're going to see. But the reason why I do most of what I do in this match is all credit due to my training. I do physical training, I do mental practice, how to remain composed when under pressure. I've been putting in the work because, like I said, I've been playing pool for quite a number of years. I've had some success under my belt. Most of my titles have come in rotation pools such as 9 ball and 10 ball. Later on I'll explain the rules to you as I go through the commentary. But most of my victories have been in 9 ball. I've had a few victories in 8 ball. And funny enough, I've never won a major tournament on a bar box table. All my major titles have been on a 9-foot table, which is exactly what I train on. Now this table is far different from mine. It plays shorter, it is faster, everything here. Alright, I do apologize if you see any of the patrons walking past the camera. They did not know that there was a match being videoed. So if you see someone in the way, please don't mind. They will be notified and they will exit from in front of the camera. So earlier I did a break off where I was heavy on the stroke. So now I'm going to tone it down a little bit here. There you can see that little pop break. I was trying to pocket the 1 ball in the side. It headed towards the side, but it got kicked. Alright, so yes, we're about to. So I'm leading the score here 1-0. This guy is a fierce player, tough challenger, respectable player. I respect him simply because of the journey that we have been in, where we have had a lot of battles. I've won some great battles. He has won some. The rivalry between us is very good. Here he doesn't have a makeable shot on the 3. So he's just going to try to bank the 3 2 reels. He's going to use a bit of outside spin to try to spin behind the 7. But he hit the ball a bit too thick. And also he didn't get the cue ball behind the 7. So he has now left me with a combination on a, I believe it's a 2-4 or 2-8. I'm unable to see it from where I'm commentating from because these balls are not like what I have been playing with. Yes, so that is going to be the problem here in terms of telling you what number ball I'm shooting at. But there I executed the combination. The objective was simply to pocket the 3-4. Yes, it was a 4 ball. So I was trying to pocket the 3-4 and bring the cue ball right between the 3 and the 9 for position on the 3, but unfortunately that didn't work out for me. It's still early in the match. Early jitters are still working on here. Still trying to get composed, get used to the table. So there you can see I'm moving my fingers, trying to get relaxed. I'm trying to pocket the 3 here, and I have 2 things in mind. I want to use the 8 as a stopper for the 5, but I also want to use the 8 as a cover, just in case I miss. I got the latter. Either way, the result was good. Alright? So if you think that was not an intended shot, it obviously was. Well, not obviously, but it was an intended shot. This guy plays so fast. There you see his second unforced error. That for me, in my mind, knowing that I'm somewhat of a prolific kicker, right? I think I want to pioneer the art of kicking in my country. We know about kicking, but it's not one of our greatest assets. In my country where we play pool, we are more of shot makers than we are kickers, bankers. We cannot play all aspects of the game because there are greater players out there than I am in my country. So I'm not the best, but I'm one of the rising stars. So there are great players out there, which of course I hope in the future, depending on how much my channel grows, you'll be able to see me commentating on some of these players much. So not to worry guys, many things are coming, so I hope you have subscribed to the channel. So there I got a nice ball in hand. I was trying to roll the 3 balls straight up to get a high angle on the 5. Didn't work out, so now I have to change plan. Just gonna roll forward here for the 5, giving me a harder shot on the 6, but it's a better shot than trying to do something saucy with the cue ball. Right now I have a nice little angle here to just roll on the short side of the 7, but unfortunately I am going to miss this shot simply because of the position. It's an awkward position that I have to play here. So there we go, hit it on the point. You can see that the cue ball just bounced up nicely. Had I made it though, I probably would have had a bounce on the 7. I would have had a bounce on the 7, but that's how it is. This is how when you're playing an actual match, many of the things that you do in practice don't always work out the way you plan. But yes, that it is. There you can see a lovely bank shot. Not sure if it was an intended shot or a fortuitous shot, but he's going to make another attempt. He's been a two-way shot here. He's trying to bank the 7, but at the same time he's trying to carry him into the 9. It's a low percentage shot, but he got lucky here. He got a really good roll here. All right, so I guess you can see that he deserves it, or does he? Leave a comment in the comment section below if you think he deserved that roll. He missed a horrible 8 ball to give me the first rock. So here guys, you're seeing an element of the game known as the kick safe. It's an element of the game that I've been working on for the past 2 or so months. I've always been aware of it. Of course, you know about the great Efren Reyes, the kicker, the guy who kicks like Van Damme, greatest player in the world, a legend. I am trying to emulate him, being the pioneer of this art of the game in my country. So the attempt here is to play off one rail, fin the 7, and come back behind the 9. But here you can see I played the ball a bit too thick. There you can see I gave him ball in hand simply because after contacting the 7, no other ball touched the rail, so that's a ball in hand. So Great White here has a routine, what I would call a routine run out. The 8 ball looks to go into the corner where the 9 is. It's just going to go off 2 rails. I think what he wanted more of a straight in shot on the 8, but he played the ball with not enough speed, so now he has to change plan. You can see that he's shaking his head. He doesn't like where he has fallen, but of course he's a really good shot maker, so even with bad position he can get himself out. And there you see a combination on the 9 to take the second rack. The score is now 1-1. all right. How am I feeling at this point in the match? It's early, very early. Of course, if you're watching this video, I will not tell you who won this match. You're gonna have to watch the entire video, the entire match, to see the outcome of what happened. All right, so we are both okay at this point. Getting some tokens to start the third rack. We're playing 9 ball first. 9 ball is a rotation game, not played in Jamaica very often, but it is played, and it's a game where you have to shoot the balls in order from 1 through to 9. Lowest numbered ball first. However, a player can win a rack by breaking and pocketing the 9, or he can play a combination onto the 9 using the lowest numbered ball to win a rack, or what they refer to in snooker as a frame. So the score is now 1-1. It's a race to 12. Every 4 racks we change discipline. The next discipline will be 10 ball. So Great White is about to break off, and he has scratched on the break. Not the ideal outcome that you would like. The table is fairly open here. I have ball in hand. Before he even gave me that ball, the cue ball, I've already planned my pattern up to the 4 ball. Here you can see I'm looking at the 4 going into the side. I was actually thinking about playing the 4 off the 5, because that 5 does not go into the side. Certainly does not go into the side. What I'm thinking about, I've already known that once I got on the 3, I want to see where I'm at on the 3 so I can decide what I need to do on the 4. So I placed the chalk right where I think I need to fall. I need to go into the line of the chalk so I can have a proper angle on the 3, ideally to come off of the 4. But I came off a bit short. I still went into the line of the 3, but I got a steeper cut than what I actually wanted. So now I have to change plan. I know I can't play with center high because I will be heading into the direction of the 9. I probably might bump the 4. Bad things can happen here. So right now I have to change plan. I'm now going to spin off 2 rails and go lower down on the 4 for the 4 in the corner. Beautiful shot. Table is fast. I have to be careful here. So now the initial plan was to play the 4 off the 5. There you can see it's a very steep cut into the side. Not very good here. So all I'm going to be doing right now is simply just pocketing the 4. Now I have an angle on the 4, so I'm not able to get a dead stop. So I'm going to just punch stroke this into the corner, coming off the side rail, nice and smooth. Bang. Lovely. That's a lovely stroke. And all of this work that you see, or all of this execution that you see here, is all credited to my training. I probably could have done all of this, whether it is that I train or not, but the execution, the composure of what I'm doing here makes everything a lot better. There I could not see the 5, so I had to lay a safety on the 8, snooker in the cue ball onto the 8. So there, I would refer to that as a unforced error, because he's kicking at the ball, but there's no element of safety being played. And he played so fast, I was even unable to tell you what he was going to do because he's playing so fast. So here I'm just going to play the 5, draw back. It had that extra sauce of draw that I didn't need, but the pool gods were in my favor, so I got a fortunate touch, a friendly touch onto the 7. So now the rack is now nicely open for me. Just going to play the 6 ball, 1 rail into open table, trying to get a straight in shot on the 7. That's just played with center high, cue ball coming down nicely. I got an angle that I did not intend. I needed an angle to bounce off the side rail on the right, but instead I got it on the left. So just gonna play this here, letting loose. Still a bit nervous, or what I would refer to as a good nervous. I'm focused, I'm steady. But here I'm just gonna roll forward this 8 ball here for a nice straight in shot on the 9. And that was a lovely execution. Right, my opponent didn't get much of a chance. He only got 1 shot, and that was just a kick at the 5. So that was good. And pocketing in this 9 for a 2-1 lead. Alright, so that was good. Hope you guys are enjoying the match so far. You're going to see everything in this matchup. Jumping, kicking, banking, safety, chess game. Everything is in this match. Every time APEXELGENIO and Great White has a face-off, it's usually with the player that plays the best always gets away with the game. If you play any game, we both play pool off momentum. I'm a fast starter, so I'll get out the blocks quick. And then I find myself, before I started, doing deliberate training where I would literally lose composure in the middle, get too complacent. But I've learned that over the years, and I have mentally mastered that right now at this level. At the higher level, the pressure is a lot higher. So for now, I am growing and I'm learning. So here I'm going to be doing a break off. It scores now 2-1. 9-ball break here. Last break off was fairly okay. I didn't pocket a shot on the break here. This guy plays so fast, and that is his third unforced error. I believe the kick on the 5 is not so much of an unforced error because the kick, there was not much room for safety. So I'm going to call this his second unforced error where he has missed an uncharacteristic shot. Very uncharacteristic shot. So I'm just going to call this his second or probably his third unforced error. And I'm sure that if he's watching, he would agree. Alright, this is an unbiased commentary, guys. So this video is not to highlight how good I played or how bad he played or how good he played and how bad I played. The whole idea of me uploading this video is for you to watch, learn, improve, add to your game, and become better. Alright, so there you see me making my first unforced error. Well, my second unforced error, missing a fairly easy 1-ball. Alright, I was trying to do a drag stroke on the 1, but instead I missed the shot and I lost control of the cue ball. So there we both have 2 unforced errors. I guess he has about 3. Alright, so you're going to see another unforced error here. I think he was trying to bank. I'm not sure if he was trying to cut. I'm not sure what's happening in that shot, but that's another unforced error. For me, the definition of an unforced error is where you missed a shot that you are not supposed to miss. Right? Whether the position is difficult or not, at least make the shot and then try to lay a safety or something. Alright, so this is where you're going to be seeing the first shot of the tournament or the first shot of the match. I did calculate the exact outcome of the shot. The position, I almost made the position, but there was too much traffic to negotiate for. There you can see I'm using a midpoint parallel system here. I'm trying to kick off 2 rails, but after contact with the object ball, I want the cue ball to go another 2 rails going around for the 4. So that's the first shot of the tournament, of the match. There the cue ball is kicking while it went way wider than I predicted. Thought it was going to come off near the jaw and spin back down under the 6 for the 4, but unfortunately I didn't get that roll. Alright, but this is what 9-ball is all about. 9-ball is all about how much you can adjust, because both players are going after the same ball, and of course if you miss and leave your opponent in a bad position, he has to either kick, jump or bank or play some sort of intelligent and creative safety. So here, I'm bridging over the 7. I'm trying to go 2 rails to make the 4. But bridging over the 7 has caused me to actually play 1 rail on the 4. So here you can see I'm using another midpoint parallel system here. I will be doing a video on that soon. But that is way down into the advanced series of the APEXELGENIO pool training sessions. So here I kicked. And although the kick was successful, the outcome was not favorable. Alright, so I got another unforced. I wouldn't say that's an unforced error. I didn't get a good roll. Alright, so 3 unforced errors for Great White, 2 unforced errors for APEXELGENIO. Brownman, that's his other name. Great White, his pool name on the circuit. Not a beautiful shot. Laid that shot down with a beautiful stroke. 1 reel coming out for the 5. Alright. He now needs to play position on the 6. And indeed he will be successful. He's just going to go 2 reels using a bit of top right spin, a top left spin. There you go. Nice shot onto that 6. It has a bit of extra speed. Probably could have played a bit slower, but now he's just going to just use this 9 ball as a reel, bouncing the cue ball into the reel and guiding the cue ball. Now you're going to see his 4th unforced error. I think he was trying to play it straight in and draw for the 8, but instead it hit into the nipple. Boom, like that, rattled out of the pocket. And there you see he made his 4th unforced error here. Alright, so we definitely want to make note of that as a player. If you're watching, ensure that these things are stuff that you can put into your repertoire or your list of things to practice. Now here you're going to see me executing a shot that I've also played in practice. Because I practice so much, most of these shots I have seen them already. So there I didn't feel a bit comfortable. Just gonna compose myself a bit there. Alright, it's a thin cut. The table is fast, unpredictable. First time playing on the table, don't know what's going to be the outcome in terms of the position of the cue ball. But it was a good shot. There we go. Coming over. Basically, I got the same shot but on a different ball. So I'm going to have to do exactly what I just did moments ago. I'm going to have to do it again. So I'm now cutting the 9. I'm cutting the 8. And the table is fast, so right now I'm hoping that I'm going to get a good bounce on the cue ball. The shot was good, lovely. It wiped its feet. The ball wiped its feet going in to the pocket. But nevertheless, the table is very forgivable. On my table, that would have missed, certainly, because my pockets are real tight. These pockets are not per se tight, but they are very forgiving. All right. So here you're going to see my 3rd unforced error once again. I have a makeable shot on the 9. Most persons probably, you are seeing right now that you can't miss the shot, but it's the position. What I should have actually done here was that I should have played the 9 and come high onto the rail, playing 2 reels and coming off. But instead, the cue ball got away from me. There you see. And I wanted to come 2 reels, but the cue ball is sliding on such a slick cloth. So there you can see that's my 3rd unforced error. And the score is now tied at 2-2. I should have taken a 3-1 lead using the momentum, but now the momentum has shifted. Alright, so like I said in the beginning, guys, we are playing 9, 10, and 8. It's now a change of discipline. It's the same race. It's a change of discipline. Here you can see I'm pointing that I should have gone 2 reels. I'm shaking that off because it's still early. Lots of stuff coming here. You're going to see a lot of stuff there. I'm cleaning off my cue, just getting set, changing disciplines now. So I'm explaining to him here that you have to, we're talking about what rules we're playing here. So 1 in the front, 10 in the middle, and 2 on the 3 balls at the end. All right, so there we go. Actually, I didn't even see that he did not put the 2 on the 3 at the end of the rack. So there we are having an understanding of what we're doing. 10 ball cannot be made on the break, nor can you play a combination on the 10. You must pocket the 10 ball last. So there he broke, and immediately he pocketed the 10. Had we been playing the rules where breaking the 10 ball, breaking the rack and the 10 ball being pocketed in the corner, he would have actually taken a 4-1 lead. But I never played 10 ball like that before, so that was just a nice break for him. He has gotten an open opportunity here to plan the rack. So you're gonna see another shot off the match. It's a lovely bank shot, but the cue ball got away from him here a little bit. He wanted to bank and hold for the 2, because the 2 would have been cuttable from where the 1 ball was. Now here's a shot that was played. For me, It looked a bit questionable when he played it, but he played it so fast. I was actually looking at him for recognition to see if he would have said it's a ball in hand, but he didn't look at me, so I assumed that being a respectable player, he didn't say anything to me, so it was not a ball in hand. But leave a comment in the comment section below, guys, if you thought that was a ball in hand. It will not change the outcome of the match, but of course it's important that you guys learn importance of pool. You're gonna see a lot of drama in this match. I missed that ball because, of course, overplayed it, overcut it, got a fortunate roll. It was still bugging me that wasn't that a ball in hand, but there he tried to lead a containing safety on me there. He didn't give me an open shot. So now you're gonna see another creative part of the game. This is for me another shot of the tournament. I keep saying tournament, it's another shot of the match. So now I'm trying to see if I could lay a safety thinning the 2, or playing a thin shot on the 2 and sliding it past the 3. But the natural 30-degree rule, or the natural part of the cue ball, just playing with center high, is going into the 3 full. So I'm thinking that, okay, if I thin this 2 and come off the fate of the 3, the cue ball will be guided behind the 7, and the 7 and the 8 will be used as a blocker. That 2 ball is difficult to cut, whether the 8 and the 7 ball was there. It's even worse when they are blocking him. So here you're going to see, for me, another unforced error. That is, for me, his 5th unforced error. Number 1 for me, personally, that was a wild kick. If you're watching this Damar, you would agree that you could have given that a bit more thought in terms of what you're trying to do with the kick, and you should have tried to play some element of safety there, but he did what he had to do. So yeah, so now he's on 1 foul. I'm trying to lay another safety on him, so I'm trying to bring this cue ball behind the 3 and the 8, and I'm trying to bank the 2 behind the 7 and the 6. I got 1 out of 2 things that I was trying to do here. In 10 ball and 9 ball rotation pool, there is a rule called the threefold rule, where if your opponent does not make a legal shot on 3 consecutive attempts or 3 consecutive innings on the table, that's known as a loss of rock. So right now, Great White is on 1 foul, but he's going to make a lovely kick here. He's going to escape out of the safety. However, he's going to leave a makeable shot for me. Alright, although the shot here is makeable, guys, the position is not ideal. Alright, here we are, guys. So I was trying to play some sort of safety here. I believe I was actually trying to play that shot, because if that was an attempted safety, I think I would have been more behind the 6. So that was a unforced error. I actually missed that shot because I was trying to play the 2, coming between the 8 and the 6 for position on the 3, but it didn't work out. So that's my 4th unforced error. Forgive me if I've lost count on the errors that we have made in the match, but the match will become more entertaining a bit later. All right, we had to use 2 cameras, so later on you might see the video quality change a little bit, but that's fine. You're learning from the match. And here you're going to see another unforced error. This is my 5th unforced error. I've missed a makeable shot. Caused a bit of mess on the rack. I've caused a bit of mess on the rack. So I missed that 2 ball again. Alright. So we are both on 5 unforced errors here. And that is going to be his 6th unforced error. Alright, guys. Alright, so there I'm saying to myself, get settled, Apex. This is a match that you need to win. I wasn't looking at the fact that I needed to win. I was just looking at the fact that I needed to play, and there I've made another unforced error. Well, what happened there is that was a fluke, that was a scratch, that was an unforced error, because number one, I was trying to play the 3 to go up high up onto the rail. It played too soft. I also played it so bad that I played a combination that even if I had made the 3 and the ball didn't scratch, based on the position, Great White would have had the opportunity to give me back the shot. But yes, it didn't work out in that way. So I fouled and he got an open table. He played the 4, break open the 6 and the 7. And now he's on his way running the table. He's trying to play with some inside spin because he wanted to go into the 7 and the 6. 6 doesn't have a pocket. Hence that miss. Alright. So now I'm trying to play the 5 ball here. I'm trying to go off 2 rails. So I'm trying to get the cue ball back to where the 5 is, there or thereabout, for a shot in the side. The shot was good, but the cue ball had a bit of inside spin on it. So now I snookered myself. I can see the 6, but it's not makeable in the side. So you can see I'm about to scratch my head here, because I'm thinking, what should I do here? So I'm thinking that, okay, I have a bank. Let's try to bank the 6 ball. And I'm trying to stun follow into the rail to get a straight in shot on the 7. But the banks are playing short, so I needed a little bit more overcut and less speed on that cut, on that bank. Pardon me. Hence the miss. It's an unforced error based on the 5, so that's my 6th unforced error. So we are on 6th unforced error so far, and the score is at 2-all at the moment. Great White lead a beautiful stroke on that 6. Lovely shot on the 7. He has a routine run out here. What I think here is that he should have played 1 rail and come high on the 9, but instead what I believe that he did here is that he played a position for the 9 in the side. Now he's gotten a straight in shot on the 9, which is not ideal. You can see when he went down, he does not feel comfortable. It's going to force him to have to do something funny with the cue ball. But he's going to execute the shot regardless. So he's playing here with a bit of high left. Cue ball got away from him here. I don't think that was the intended shot or the pocket. I think he wanted to spin and come into the line of the 10 to shoot into the pocket from where he's aiming from, but instead it got away from him and he got a fortunate or a fortuitous position. Nevertheless, the score is now 3-2. Alright, so we're getting ready to rack up the 6th rack of the match. Score is now 3-2. Still feeling comfortable here. The commentary is to highlight the good moments, the bad moments, changing of momentum, swings in emotions and moods, looking at really good players, executing what they have trained and practiced for. We're paying for a pot price of $12,000. We have played bigger stakes than this before, but I didn't want to apply too much pressure to myself coming right out of training. I wanted to get settled and get a win under my belt on the outside circuit. I do have a couple of wins coming into this match. I'm currently 4-0. From training into playing competitive pool again, I'm 4-0. I haven't lost a match as yet. I've been playing well at my home on the 9-foot table because I've been defeating some of the players on my circuit by a fairly good margin. but this is good for me because I'm now feeling really good in terms of my growth. And of course, you would now understand that training is important, but sometimes if you're training and it's not working out, you do feel like you want to stop, but you can't, because that's where the growth is going to take place. All right, so let's jump right back into the match here. So here I see an opportunity. It's not an open table, so some work will need to be done here. So I'm trying to slide into that open space where the 5 and the 6 is, so I can shoot the 2 ball into the top left hand pocket. I did get a bit fortunate here because the cue ball got away from me. I was trying to use center ball with less speed, but it did get away from me. Nevertheless, I got a fortunate rule here. This happens in the game a lot. Alright, here we have a patron smiling, having some fun watching the match. So I'm going to be playing the 2 here, trying to come off 2 rails for the 3. Table is fast, cloth is new. Cue ball got away from me again. Nevertheless, still, these things do happen in the match, and this is how, as a pool player, this is what training does for you. You learn how to adapt and adjust. So here I'm trying to use a midpoint system here. I did not create the system. It's everywhere on the internet. Do check it out if you are interested in learning how to kick the cue ball. So I'm trying to kick the 3 full so I can bring the 3 down rail. I kick it a bit soft. I think I'm fortunate in terms of 2 things. I'm fortunate that a ball contacted the rail, and I'm also fortunate that that 4 ball is a blocker. So you're now going to see another shot of the tournament. All right, do look out for the video where I'm going to be taking out all the shots of the match. I'm going to be taking out all the shots of the match. And then you're going to be seeing all the good shots that Great White and APEXELGENIO has executed in this tournament, in this match. Alright, so here's another beautiful jump shot here. Bang! Into the pocket. Lovely execution by Great White. And execution with position. We are both at about 6 or so 7 unforced errors. The player who makes the less unforced error usually comes out victorious. But Great White has made another unforced error here, that is 8. As I said to you before, guys, this is an unbiased commentary. This is not to discredit a player. This is not to look at how well I played or how well he played. It's all about analyzing and learning how to do better the next time we get on the circuit. Alright, so I hope you guys are learning. First time on the channel, of course, please subscribe to the channel. Great things are coming here in Pro Pool. Thin cut onto the 4. A friendly touch onto the 5, leaving me with a cuttable shot on the 5. But a cut shot on this 5 here is a low percentage shot, because the 6 ball, which is laying between the 7 and the 8, near to the 9, right on the rail there, it offers no position, no guaranteed position. So I'm opting for the safety here. A thin play shot on the 5. I'm trying to bring the 5 to the rail, and I'm trying to bring the cue ball back behind those blockers, those ball. Alright, so here's another attempted kick. It's a good kick shot. I don't call this an unforced error. He could have played it with a bit more thought. He actually called the 5 ball in the pocket where it's being kicked, but too much traffic there, so that was a low percentage shot. He really should have opted for some sort of safety, but I'm sure that he knew what he was doing. Okay, so definitely there, I think that he could have played that shot with a bit more element of safety. Now here again, I'm using what is referred to as the SID system, SYD system for kicking. I will be explaining that later on in some of my advanced tutorial videos, so stay tuned for that. If you're watching this video, you're going to be learning about the SID kicking system. You can also search that up on YouTube. Many tutors, pool instructors out there have it. Very good kick by Great White, leaving me with no shot. Very good execution. Now here's where you're going to see a level of creativity here. I'm trying to play a snooker. At the same time, I'm still playing a two-way shot. I'm calling the 5 in the side just in case the cue ball creeps out of 3 rails. But at the same time, if it banks short, which is what I predicted, I would have laid the cue ball right behind the 10. There you can see I gave a smirk because I'm saying the thought was excellent. The execution was excellent. I was just very unfortunate. In 10 ball, if you call a shot or you don't call a shot, if the intended ball has been pocketed, you must take on the shot if you do not call safety. We have removed one of the rules that we are using, which is the call all shot, call all safety rule. So had I called a safety there and the 5 ball was pocketed, he would have to take the shot. But we're not playing call all shot, call all safety. So I have to kick here. So now I'm going to be kicking this 6 ball full. I'm trying to make it into the side. So I'm trying to hold the cue ball there for a shot on the 7. But it was a good kick, lovely contact. But didn't get a roll. Alright. So here, Great White is about to execute a shot. Another unforced error. Alright. At our level, at our caliber, we should not be missing those kind of shots because it's not very difficult. So here you're going to see another shot of the match. It's going to be a safety. I'm playing 2 rails, bringing the cue ball to hide behind the 10 and banking the 6 down rail. It's a locked up safety here. Lovely shot. Snookered onto the 10. Excellent execution. I got an applaud for that. So here's another unforced error, 2 in a row by Great White. He just kicked at that ball. There was no element of control. The thought process was so fast. I'm sure that if he's watching this commentary, he would agree that he could have at least given the shot some more thought. But he knows best. He knows what he was doing, so it just didn't work out in his favor. So here I see an opportunity here. It's not an open opportunity, but it's an opportunity to actually play a few shots, lay a safety, and get it down. So here you're going to be seeing not a fortuitous shot. I actually intended to do exactly what the cue ball is going to do here. So I'm using a 2-rail kick system, but I'm not using the kicking aspect of it. I'm playing the cue ball into the 7, and I'm using the cue ball, guiding it onto a part of the short rail that will bring me 2 rails into the 8. And if I tell you that this is exactly the outcome that I planned, you would not believe me, but this is exactly the plan. That was not a fortuitous shot. That was intended. Alright? So that, I believe, too, was also a shot of the tournament. I did play 2 shots. This is where I started to feel a bit confident. I was saying, yes, you're playing well. I had a drink of water because a lot of the times when I have played, and a lot of players can attest to this, that when they have played what we refer to as a really good shot or a big shot, the next shot usually sometimes we miss it because we're not composed. So here's an element of the game that you need to learn, is to remain composed, not to get too anxious or too quick on decision making. So there I went. I almost hit down the lights over the camera, over the table. So there you can see an acknowledgement by Great White that was an excellent shot. A lot of players now would have played the 9 and stopped the cue ball. There you can see I'm cleaning the surface near the rail so that I do not get a roll off or a kick. So I'm not going to stop the ball here because it's going to leave me with an awkward angle on the 10. Just going to roll this cue ball down a little bit past the side pocket here. It's giving me a longer shot on the 10, but I have a lot more room to work with. I don't have that steep of a cut, and I have the 10 ball is just laying nicely there. So right there, I'm just remaining myself composed. It's an easy shot, but I'm not just gonna get down and shoot it. I'm just gonna go through my shot routine here, find the line, aim, release. Just gonna go off 2 rails here. Nice. To pocket the 10. Score reads 3-3. We're both playing fairly well. There has been a lot of unforced errors, missed shot, but there have also been a lot of good shots, good safety, good tactical gameplay, both by Great White and APEXELGENIO. Great White, I must let you know, guys, is a field player. He is an instinctive player. He works with the momentum. He works with the crowd. I would think that he plays mostly with his ego. He's a strong player, worthy opponent. Like I said, we have had lots of matches in the past, over the past 4 years. He started playing pool after me, but he has made his name onto the circuit. So it's looking good right now. It's looking real nice. As I said, guys, I'm taking you through the first hour of the match. So I'm going to be doing my first 10 ball break off here. Alright, so I'm going to be using a pop break here. Bang. Nice spread on the ball. It's a nice spread somewhat on the ball, but I'm not going to give that a 100% for the break off. So I think he was trying to cut this one ball. Yes, he was trying to cut this one ball. That was a difficult shot. But this guy's a shot maker. I've seen this guy play some shots where literally I would not even think about playing it. So I've seen him do stuff on the table that is, if you're an amateur, probably wouldn't even think that it could be made. So here's where you're gonna see my biggest unforced error. I was getting a bit cocky here. I was getting a bit into myself. I lost myself for a moment here. I'm trying to play 3 rails. Not only is the shot very bad, not only playing the shot, even if I had made it, the position would have not been guaranteed, because look at where the 2 is. He now has ball in hand, so look at the position that he's going to play. If I had played that one ball successfully, where would that cue ball have ended up? It would have ended up in the region where the one ball is, so I still wouldn't have gotten a shot on the 2. So for me, that was the biggest unforced error of the entire match. Right there and then I sat down and I was like, Apex, you're playing pool. You're not playing show off match. I was showboating a bit. Do you see Great White doing another unforced error? That I think that's about his 8th or 9th unforced error. So right here I'm trying to play a safety. I'm trying to bank the 3 down rail, down table, and I'm trying to hook the cue ball onto the 5. I also think this is an unforced error. This needed a bit more time, and it also needed a bit more thought. But he missed out. 10 unforced errors versus, I think I'm about 7. There or thereabout. Please correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong. So I'm thinking about going 3 rails, and I'm coming to the line of the 4. I'm near to the side pocket. I can't see much of the cue ball, but I'm putting a bit of left spin coming around the rails. I did come near into the position that I wanted. I have a makeable shot on the 4, but the position is not the nicest. I need to get position on that orange 5 that is near the bottom rail. That is near the top rail, I'm sorry, from my perspective. So I'm thinking that maybe I could use the 6 to guide me into the 5. But that's not going to work out. You can see I'm aiming high here. I don't feel good about it. So now I'm looking at the tangent line. So just looking to just pocket the 4, slide below the 6 for the 5. But you're going to be seeing my, correct me if I'm wrong, my 8 unforced error here. I really should not have missed the shot. The cue ball's path was somewhat predicted correctly, but a missed shot is what I refer to as an unforced error. Alright, the position on the 5 now is not ideal. So Great White is thinking about playing one rail and coming up where the 7 is for the 5. So that's the path he wanted to go, but the overcut caused him to have 2 rails. Not only that, he had some unwanted side spin on that, so that didn't work out. Now I see a shot here. I could play the 4 and I could draw below the 6. I was actually trying to draw between the 6 and the 8, but this requires a lot of speed control and a nice stroke. I did make the shot. I did get the ball to draw, but the position was not clean. That was a lovely stroke. Maybe the angle was there, maybe the angle wasn't. I was a bit heavy on the shot. I didn't stay in the stroke. But now I have an opportunity to lay a safety. I'm going to try to thin the 5, use the 10 to hold it and go off 2 rails. I was trying to go down rail, but I had a bit of side spin, so when it comes off the second rail, it's going to come off a bit sharper. However, I did get a very good roll. Sometimes the pool gods rewards you for making good decision. So here, Great White was trying to do something similar. Again, he's playing so fast I can't even keep up. I believe he knows what he's doing somewhat, but he's playing so fast I don't think he gave it much thought. You can see it took him seconds to actually play the shot. So here, he has given me somewhat of an open table. 5, using the 8 as a stopper. Lovely here. Now, decision making time. Do I play the 6 in the side? Roll forward for the combination? That's what I probably should have done. But looking at the angle that I have, I think I'm going to leave myself with a steep cut onto the 7 to play a combination. I can't get that cue ball to go on the rail where the 7 is to get somewhat of a better combination. So what I actually was thinking here is that I think that I should play somewhat of a drag shot and play the 6 ball straight down and go in between the 7 and the 8. Now because I'm playing a drag shot, I end up hitting the cue ball a bit too thick. So I end up missing the shot and getting somewhat of the correct position. Here we go. I was trying to use the 8. Now because I moved the 8 nearer to the pocket, Great White now has a really good opportunity to take a 4-3 lead. And indeed he will. Straight down pocket the 6. It's an easy shot on the 7. I think that what he should have done here is that play the 7 a bit slower, control it near the pocket, but instead he played it a bit hard, and he got a fortunate roll, because had that cue ball, had it been another day, another table, that cue ball could have gotten away from him. He could have slid behind the 10 and snooker himself. So that was risky, but there's no reward without risk. And Great White is a shot maker. He's a quality pool player. He works with the momentum, he works with the drive, he works with the environment. He's a field player. So nothing here. A lovely shot. Lovely little run out here. Cleared the table quite nicely. Great White is now leading 4-3. Just having a sip of water. Still early. At this point, all I'm saying to myself here is just stay close. Do not let him get away too far. Because once he catches that lead, he's going to ride the wave, and it's going to be hard to catch this guy. Because when he goes on a roll, he goes on a roll. And he starts to break and run. At the moment, you haven't seen a break and run as yet. Because we're still getting settled into the match. The pot price is $12,000. There's a lot more matches to come between me and him. The last time he broke, he scratched. He toned down on the break here. So now what we have here is a tactical gameplay. So now you're going to see one part of the game here that is called the push out. I can't see the one. So now what I want to do here is just call a push out and put the cue ball at a position where I can either have him think about going after the one. I don't want him to see a clean shot where he can try to create something. I just want to give him a look at the one. Of course, this guy is a brave guy. He fears nothing. He's trained by one of the most ruthless and most dominant pool player in Jamaica. You're going to see him walk across the table, the arena, the room, probably in the second uploaded video. So this guy fears nothing. He plays with Jamaica's #1 pool players, and that guy fears nothing. So everything goes. This guy is very creative, and he's very lucky. So there you can see he's trying to make something happen here. He's trying to kick the one, carom into the 7, trying to get a look at the one. So I'm playing with a player here. I'm more methodical and calculated. He's more of a field player and a risk taker. I'm here just going to play a safety, thinning the one off 2 reels, trying to hide behind those blockers. But of course, the table is so fast. That would have been a really nice snooker, but the one ball got away from me here. Sorry, the cue ball got away from me. He did punch that ball though into the pocket, missing the shot. That is his 11th or 12th unforced error. This is going to be about my 8th or 9th unforced error. Alright, there's a lot of errors being made, and of course this is what we're working on. We're trying as pool players here to improve day by day. Alright, so there we have it. The error. Great White now is just trying to spin off 2 reels, come out in the middle of the table for the 2 in the side. Lovely shot. Now I believe that he's trying to play the 2, and he's just trying to go 2 reels low on the 3, but this cue ball had too much speed. So even if he had been successful in the position, the cue ball would have gotten away from him. So I guess that's probably one thing that he could look at in terms of his game. He's trying to create something and make something happen here. He's breaking the pack. He's playing carom. He's playing everything. This guy fears nothing. You can see in his demeanor, his body language. He's a fierce player. And I respect him as an opponent. Look at the shot. Bang. Shot of the match. This guy fears nothing. But here's where you're going to be learning something very, very important. Notice it took him less than 5 seconds. And that's what happens when you don't get settled. When you don't get settled. These things do happen to me. So what is happening to him is not uncommon. It's a trait for a lot of amateurs. The composure. This is what separates the really good players in Jamaica, or what we call as B class, A class, C class players. A lot of players are so heightened by playing big shots, having the crowd clap. But pool at the highest level is played with simplicity. It's not played like to showboat. So I'm working on that currently in my training. Alright? So guys, we are coming to the end of the video. we are going to pick up in the next 1 hour video. I'm not going to get a chance to finish this one, but you're going to get a chance to hear how the end of this rock goes. I'm thinning the 6 here, safety onto the 6, and there we go, guys. So we're going to pick up on this in the rest of the commentary. All right, so take care, guys. Holes safe. Good kick shot. All right, so we're gonna stop right here, guys, on the commentary. I'm gonna explain to you what happens here on the 6. All right, good.